What the fuck is up, y'all? Scotty Balls up on here on CarnivalSpirits. Been quite a minute since I've been up on here, but I figured I'd come up on here. Attended a concert a couple days ago. Still reeling from it, you know. Summer Strange Tour hit Wichita, Kansas just a couple days ago, and it was an incredible, incredible concert for me. Most of those out there who know me know what a fucking Chris Calico nut I am, so I'm going to kind of break down my whole experience and what have you, you know. That song was Shots Fired. That's off the upcoming Mayday album, Believers. Don't have the date for it right now. I know Recognizes new album, The War Within, comes out 6/25/2013. Really pushing that for the street team right now. He's got 2 singles out right now. You can look him up online. Anxiety Attacks, he's got a video for that. And Freak. And that one he has right now with Tech 9. Official video out right now. So you can look those up on YouTube if you haven't checked them out yet. Really dope songs. Freak actually got props from Twisted. They gave Rec and Tech some props through their Twitter. Monoxide said it was a fucking dope song. And I made sure they knew that Twisted had their eye on him, you know. I was like, what's up, man? Twisted gave you guys props on Twitter. Rec knew it, but the other guys on Mayday hadn't heard that. So, you know, you never know. Maybe a fucking little collaboration would be in effect with them two. I think that would be pretty cool. You know, I love Recognizes voice. You don't get to hear an MC like that with a voice like that often, you know. But anyway, we'll get into the start of even going there. Me and my wife were like running hella late because we live in like a town over for about 45 minutes away. We were running pretty far behind. We got there about 15 minutes late, but you know, it was no big deal. You know, we went and checked in. Everybody was standing around out there at the front. You know, I gotta give it up. First off, to Mayday, because they're running this contest up on their Facebook. Anybody out there who's planning on attending one of these shows needs to go to their website or to their Facebook page and do this. If you want to get in and do the VIP shit, this is something easy to go do. It's simple. It's sponsored by Monster Energy Drink, and all you got to do is, like, you know, represent Strange and, like, throw some Monster Energy swag in there. You know, throw a couple cans of Monster Energy in there, do a little diorama of Monster Energy and some Strange music gear in there with Mayday in there. If you got a Mayday CD or something, or you got something signed by Mayday or whatever the fuck, you know, take a picture of it, post it to their Facebook wall. That's all you got to do, you know. And if they pick you, you're a winner in your town. It's a really cool way to be able to go to one of these. You still have to buy your ticket for the show, but if you want to get in VIP style, I mean, you're not going to get the Strange Music box, you know what I'm saying, with all the Strange Music gear and stuff in it. But you get like a free Monster Energy bag. It includes like a hat, a beanie, a bandana, a T-shirt, some stickers. First and foremost, that's one of the ways to get in if you're planning on attending one of these shows. And I suggest you do. I mean, if you're just barely even listening to Strange music or anything, you know, just if their concert comes to your town and you have nothing to do that night, you will not regret it. I mean, they put on a hell of a show. I mean, the show in Wichita, the crowd was really small. I mean, there was probably, you know, maybe, I don't even know if there were 75 people there. But the energy and just the performance everybody brought was still full on, 100%, you know. And I got to give it up for everybody for the performances they put on, you know. They still brought their A game. Anyway, so we get there, get into the parking lot, you know, I down a couple shooters real quick before I go in. You know, you got to get that liquid courage, you know. You don't want to, like, we're walking in late anyway, so we don't know what to expect. And sometimes you're not sure how shit's going to work out. You know, you win these VIP passes. You don't know if your name's going to for sure be on the list or if you're going to get dicked around or, you know, because sometimes that shit happens. But, you know, everything ran fucking smoothly. Went in there. Everybody welcomed you in there. First one to meet us was recognized, fucking Miles. Just welcomed us right in. You know, everybody's taking pictures and everything, and, you know, me and my wife just sat and talked to him for, like, quite a bit. You know, I'm telling him about the war within and how much I'm trying to push it over here in my city and getting the promo up and stuff, and, you know, he's saying nothing but thank you. I appreciate everything you're doing here. You know, I mean, he's so fucking down-to-earth, humble guy, you know. Next we move on to Burns was standing over there. If you're watching through Blog Talk, you know, you see my little picture here. I got the VIP pictures scrolling up. I had this tablet, you know, one of the knockoff tablets. I had to hold the tablet in my hands and take the picture myself. So the close-up pictures, you know, they're a little grainy. What the fuck are you going to do? I didn't have another camera, so that's what I did. I go over to Calico. You know, introduce myself immediately. He's like, yeah, I know who you are. Give him a big hug, you know. It was like we knew each other forever. Me and my wife sat there and, like, talked to him for fucking a good 20 minutes, you know. Occasionally he'd, like, stop, go take a picture with somebody, you know. But, you know, I mean, we had just a really, really good conversation with him. My wife's pregnant right now, you know, said congratulations, you know. He's like, how do you do it with, I have 2 kids, you know, how do you do it with that many kids, you know, because we're on number 5, and it was awesome. It was like you knew the guy forever, and nothing but love for Calico. It was great seeing him because there's, like, numerous chances they've come to this venue over here, but I have never had the money or the availability to be able to go. And luckily I was able to go this time, and it was perfect. I couldn't ask for nothing more. So we sat and talked to him for 20 minutes, and then went and talked to Stevie Stone. He saw that I had one of his Rolling Stone, one of them huge posters out. He looked over there. He came up to me. I was like, oh, hold on, man, because my wife had to go use the bathroom. I was like, me and my wife are going to get to you here in just a second, because we wanted to, like, get our pictures taken with him and shit. But the VIP was starting to wrap up, so he said, don't worry, I will come and find you, and we will, you know, take care of everything. And he went ahead and signed the poster. I made sure he put my wife's name on it because she wasn't there to be able to do it and everything. And right after the meet and greet was over, you know, like immediately he found us out in the parking lot, you know, because they were all getting ready to go eat or something. Some of the guys in Mayday just kind of hung around in the parking lot, you know. Everybody was doing their own little thing, and it was just a great chill section, you know. Me and my wife were just kind of hanging out, and I had this buddy over in Wichita. I hadn't seen him in, like, quite a while. So I was like, you know, I really want him to come to the show. He's, like, a huge Mayday fan. I got to get him here. And I happened to see Burns over there, like, hanging out with some other guys. And I was like, so I called my friend up on the phone. I say, Burns, can you convince my friend to come to the show tonight? So I kind of put him on the spot. Not Burns, but my friend. And got Burns on the phone, and he did it. He said, get your ass over here to the show, you know, no excuses. And he did. He showed up, and I had a really good time with him. You know, I hadn't seen him in forever, and this like a guy I've been palling around with. I went to the first gathering with him, you know. Not the very first gathering, my first gathering in 2001. And And so it was really cool that he did that for me, and I thanked him for that. Like after the show, they like come around the merch table and stuff. So that was basically it till the doors started opening. You know, like I said, the crowd was really small. So, I mean, usually they let the people with the VIP passes go in first to the front of the line, but there was no really need for that. You know, I was like, yeah, whatever. Don't really need that special treatment just because there's not very many people here. So we just still kind of hung around in the parking lot and hung around with my buddy and my wife, and we just kind of chilled and talked like for a long-ass time, you know, just kind of caught up with each other and talking about all the storms that were happening and, just chilled, you know, like old times. So we had a really good time. When the show was getting ready to start, so we decided to go ahead and go in. The first performers going on. And it was just kind of sad seeing how small the crowds were, you know. I mean, the first thing that pops into your head is when you see how small the crowd is. I mean, Chris told us, like, even when we were in the VIP, you know, text someone who draws the crowds. And I was like, yeah, and you know what, that really sucks, because people just don't know. People just don't give these other artists a chance. I mean, if they would listen, and because Chris Calico's, I don't care what you say, man. I mean, his music and his videos and just his personality and who he is, and just incredible. And especially the connection he has with juggalos and everything, you know what I'm saying? The numerous tracks he's done with Twisted, having Twisted on 2 songs on his last album, Kicking and Screaming, you know what I'm saying? People just need to, I just wish more people would have showed up. Like, I was really disappointed that not as many people showed up. And I even had an extra ticket, because being the team lead over here, I had no idea that I got into the show for free. So I had an extra ticket to give to somebody. But we called and called and called people, and nobody was able to make it out. And I was like, fuck. But, you know, it was a Wednesday night, so, you know, what the fuck you gonna do? I don't know. Some people work evening shift, can't do it last minute, but had a great time regardless. You know, the karma was high. That night was just amazing. I got a big stack of independent powerhouse samplers to start off with. I was like, my city never got any of these. Can I get some? You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, here, come hit me up after the show, and whatever's left over, I'll go ahead and give you the rest of them. So I was like, all right, cool. So that's what I did. I waited, and I got the rest of the samplers, so I'll be slinging them out here in the city. So that's just really awesome. I'm able to do that and spread the word, you know what I'm saying, in just that way. And I think the independent powerhouse sampler is one of the best ideas a label can do out there, you know, being able to put out a whole year's worth of samplers from albums of all their artists on their label, you know what I'm saying? That's insane that they can do that. But they did it, and the samplers aren't cheaply made, you know what I'm saying? They're not like CDR, you know? They're top quality, you know? They're like a booklet. You open it. So I got a lot of them to pass out. I got this recognized promo to pass out. Mayday is coming up soon. And then, Tech 9 is going to be a big one here pretty soon. With something else dropping. But now we get to performances. You know, Stevie Stone was the first one, Strange Music-wise, to come on. And this was the first time I ever saw Stevie Stone live. And that dude is just incredible live. I mean, just his voice is so, you know, you hear Stevie Stone's voice is, he's like growling, you know what I'm saying? He growl raps, and I love it, man. He just brings so much energy to the stage, and he does it, man. He just brings it. Loved his set, and he is such a cool motherfucker. I mean, if you notice in one of the pictures that I posted up of me and Chris Calico, the one where we're smiling, and I didn't even notice this. My wife mentioned it to me, and I didn't believe her because I never noticed it. But he photobombed me and Calico. He's like stuck his head in the background, and his head's just sticking there in between me and Calico's. He photobombed us, which I thought was fucking hilarious. Yeah, Stevie Stone on stage, incredible. Next up was Mayday, and first time I ever saw Mayday also. And that's one of the main reasons I wanted to make sure and go to the show. You know, I don't know what it is, you know, them being from Miami and just that whole different sound, the two MCs and just the different sound they bring to the whole hip-hop, you know. It's just incredible, the different sounds they bring. I mean, it's different. You can listen to the whole thing, and it's like every track is different. You're not going to hear the same thing over and over again. So, yeah, Mayday brought it to the stage. You know, they played the Gathering last year, I believe. It's either last year or the year before. Definitely, I hope they're going to be back. I want them to be exposed to more people. You know what I'm saying? They're too slept on, is what I'm saying.